This is the last tutorial of Master Fader 4.5.3 made by Mackie. I'm going to discuss the features of the routing section, which can be accessed by pushing this little button right there. We have tabs across the top. The first one is mic preamps, showing you all of your input gain settings for all 32 channels, including the status of whether or not 48 volts is turned on. You can change the gain here, and you can turn on 48 volts if you want. Oscillator is pink noise, white noise, and different tones that you can use to run through different speakers just to test to see if they work, whatever. Input A is all of your XLR inputs. You can see here mic 1 on the left side. See if we can get that a little bit better. You can see mic 1 is feeding channel 1. Mic preamp 2 is feeding 2, and so forth. See down here, number 5, it's mic pre 5, it's going to channel 5. That's our bass guitar. The XLR input is feeding channel 5. It is also feeding channel 17. That's so our bass player has his own EQ and stuff. He can do whatever he wants with the bass guitar in his in-ear mix. In his view group, he sees channel 17 for bass. In my view group for the mains, I see channel 5. Very convenient. Going down here a little further, we see mic preamp 17 is not connected to anything because 17 is getting its signal from mic preamp 5. They share the same preamp. Okay, that's inputs. Go to input. That was input A. Input B is your USB inputs from the USB connection on the back of the DL32R. There are two different USB connections on the back. One of them allows you to connect a hard drive, and you can record all 32 channels to a multi-channel WAV file. Look that up. Then you have USB. USB is simply the routing that the mic preamp 1 feeds USB 1. This would be if you use the other USB connection to feed a laptop computer where you'd want to run Pro Tools or Digital Performer or Sonar or whatever it is you want to run. And those are the routings that you can use for that. You can change them if you want, or just leave them all default. Then we have the Output tab. And we have main left and right feeds XLR 13 and 14. It also feeds the monitor left and right output, which is on the front of the DL32R. Then, if we look down here, aux 1 feeds 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, down to where we get to aux 11, which is connected to nothing. It was connected to there. But what I do is I have a single 18 powered sub on each side of the stage. And instead of running one cable to the close one and then daisy chaining out of that one going to the other one, I want separate cables going to those two cabinets. So I have one mono mix for subs. It happens to be aux 12. So that aux 12 is going to feed aux 12 XLR, but I also want it to feed the 11th XLR. So again, we have aux 12, which is our sub feed, subwoofers, going to XLR 11 and 12 for convenience. Very nice. Dante is a slot in the back that you can put a Dante card. Dante card allows you to transfer 32 channels or 64 channels over a single Cat5 cable from the Mackie to another console like a Yamaha or a Digico or Allen and Heath or whatever you want. Any other device that is Dante compatible, so is your Mackie DL32R. How about that? TalkBack, I don't ever use it, but you can assign it to wherever you want. That is the end of the routing And this little button here, this little circle, like a record button, if you connect a hard drive to the back of the DL32R, that will allow all 32 channels to be recorded to that hard drive in multi-channel wave format. So you need to check that out. Or you could do what I do, and I prefer to use the other USB port and connect it directly to my Mac laptop. You can use Digital Performer or Pro Tools, whatever you like, and that's what I do. This section over here allows you to play back music. You can have tracks in there. My personal preference is not to bother with that. I have all my music on a separate iPhone, iPod, and all my iPads, everything, so I'd much rather do it that way. Then we have this last little drawer that opens up, and it's the effects window, if you will. If one of the solo buttons is pushed somewhere, you can hit clear solo and it will clear it out. The simple mute buttons for the two reverbs, a mute button for delay. This is where you set the tap. You tap that in time with the band. Hey, 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 click, click, click. This is your monitor output on the front of the DL32R. You could use that for a small powered speaker, maybe if you're using this like outdoors or in a concert hall where you're way in the back of the room, stuck back there, maybe next to a light guy or something. And even though you're running an iPad, you're going to have a significant amount of echo anytime you hit a solo button and where your headphones. So the D is for delay. You can set a delay to match the amount of time it's taking for the sound from the mains to reach you. That way, when you solo a button in the headphones or you listen to the mix in headphones, it won't be an echo. Pretty nice. It also displays up here, you can see, in milliseconds, meters, and feet. Very nice. And that's the talkback level. That's also the level adjustment for the monitor. That concludes all of what I'm going to do with these tutorials. There's more, but we'll have to leave that for some other time. I appreciate you taking the time, and I hope that some of this information causes you to be better at what you do when you run sound. Thanks and good night.